So it all starts with Dorothy, who gets into a fight with some elves over whether Pepsi or Coke is better. Dorothy likes Coke, but she's losing, so she taps her heels together and says, "There's no place like home, there's no place like home." Jesus is a hacker. He's so hardcore, his computer is still running MS-DOS. Jesus gets a phone call at work from John the Baptist, but is captured and interrogated by the elves, who call him by his mundane name, Mr. Anderson. Jesus gets kidnapped by Dorothy and her two friends, the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. They attempt to pierce his belly button. Jesus meets with John the Baptist, who offers him some bread and wine in capsule form. Jesus goes down the rabbit hole, has a party he can barely remember, and wakes up on board John the Baptist's ship, Nabopolassar or something like that. John the Baptist introduces everyone. Dorothy, Doubting Thomas, the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, the Mad Hatter, and the March Hare. John the Baptist tells Jesus he's got an Oculus Rift with some cool games on it. First they play some Fallout 4, but Jesus has trouble following the plot because John the Baptist keeps using the console menu to teleport them to different areas. They then play some Tekken, but John the Baptist totally cheats and says, "Hey man, if it's in the game I can use it." Nevertheless, Jesus is still pretty good at it and manages to get some hits in, which makes John the Baptist think that maybe Jesus might be Jesus. Whoa. John loads up a first-person platforming game, but Jesus sucks at it, so they stop playing. John the Baptist takes Jesus to see his buddy Galadriel, who tells Jesus that he's probably not Jesus yet, which makes Jesus sad. Unfortunately, Galadriel's friend Elrond called the Elf Patrol, who ambushes everybody and kills the Scarecrow. Elrond captures John the Baptist. Meanwhile, Doubting Thomas is back home killing everybody as a romantic gesture for Dorothy. Dorothy tells him she would have preferred flowers or something, but Doubting Thomas is an ass and doesn't listen. The March Hare says, "Not like this, not like this," and then dies, leaving Dorothy alone with Jesus in the room. Thomas kills the Tin Man, but the Cowardly Lion fires his pew-pew laser rifle at Doubting Thomas, saying, Jesus and Dorothy get home to Nabopolassar and realise that they totally left John the Baptist at that bar and decide to go back and get him. Meanwhile, Elrond is testing his theory that John the Baptist's head can be used as a Palantir. Jesus and Dorothy, the rebels that they are, put on sunglasses and break some laws of physics. They shooty bang bang their way into the bar, but the elevator is broken, so they miss the floor that John the Baptist is on. Instead of taking the stairs like normal people, they play a special elven version of the Limbo, which involves guns, and then they take a helicopter down to the right floor. Elrond gets mad, and now he has evil superpowers after communicating with the Dark Lord Sauron through the Palantir in John the Baptist's head. John the Baptist and Dorothy boop home, but Jesus doesn't have his public transport access card, so he has to walk. Before he can, though, he's interrupted by evil Lord Elrond, who punches him a bunch. Jesus runs away, but Elrond and his sons Elladan and Elrohir of Rivendell ambush him in an apartment building. They shoot him a bit. Jesus dies. 3 days later, Elrond and his sons are still watching, making sure nobody named Mary plans to come by and check out any tombstones. Jesus the Grey realizes he's Jesus and comes back to life as Jesus the White. Elrond says to his sons, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, I will not believe." Jesus says to Elrond, "Put your finger here, see my hands, stop doubting and believe." Elrond believes. Jesus telefrags him and then tells him Coke's better than Pepsi. Elladan and Elrohir choose to believe him. A while later, Jesus calls his mother to say goodbye, and then he ascends into heaven. The end.